Why is fast food dining declining in popularity? Why are drive-thrus closing? What's up with that? Well, it used to be thought that fast food was just this very fast way to get cheap food on the table in a hurry, especially for a large family. But conventional wisdom is changing as the prices of everything goes up. It seems that fast food is not so inexpensive as it used to be, and there are two main reasons for this. It's the rising costs associated with food and the decline of fast food restaurants overall. Why is this happening? Let's look at the first one, the rising costs of food. Inflation and rising operating costs have led to higher prices of food. So how does this play out? Well, you've got operating costs. If you have to pay wages that are higher in states that are raising the minimum wage, that's one thing. And then the cost of getting food actually to a location has increased greatly. The cost of gas, the cost of labor to get it there, and paying wages for people who have to work on factory farms, the kinds of food that actually is used in fast food restaurants. Menu prices have increased hugely over the years. Now, I probably don't have to tell you about the wonderful publicity that McDonald's got when they introduced their $20 burger. Now, maybe this isn't the case everywhere, but I was desperate just this past weekend driving in the Orlando area and stopped in at a Dunkin' Donuts. And believe me, they did not know what the word vegan meant. But I finally got a bagel because there was absolutely nothing else to eat. It was like $4. And I said, "Do you have peanut butter?" At first they said yes, then they said no. And so that was just a dry bagel. So crazy prices, who can afford that? Then there are hidden financial costs. And this is one of my hot button issues. As I wrote in my book, Eat Vegan on $4 a Day, and screamed this on the lecture circuit when there were lots of places to talk at before COVID, you either pay the farmer or you pay the doctor. I had an ex-husband who suffered a near death-defying heart attack and came within an hour of dying at the hospital until I actually drove him there while he was having his heart attack. And it cost $1 million. We asked the nurses in the cardiac rehab unit after he was finished with intensive care, how much would his visit have cost if he didn't have Medicare? And it would have been $1 million. And this was like 15 years ago. So no matter who pays for it, you, me, the government, corporations, this is not sustainable. But these kinds of expenses have to be paid from some source. And the final part of why are food costs going up so much is that you get less value for money. Now, if you have done any deep digging into your cereal boxes or boxes of anything, you expect like there's this big package of this big box, and then when you open it, it's like maybe half full. And this is one way the corporations are saving money, trying to fool you, at least from the terms of what you see, that you're getting the same portion, but really you're not. So the idea here is that there's less value for money. And certainly the quality of the food that you're getting is, as our parents like to say, not as good as it was in the old days. And there are many reasons for this too, probably worth another video about the quality of our soil and how food gets to us, how it's transported from halfway around the world. All these kinds of things lead to poor quality of food. So why has there been this decline of drive-through dining? Well, the only thing that we can guarantee in life is change, right? And consumer preferences have just changed over time. Because there is so much media out there in terms of videos like this and everywhere else, consumers are much better educated about the higher quality of food and how to get it and where to get it, and it is not at your local drive-through. Consumers are becoming more educated about sustainable foods, and that's such a huge issue because as our planet grows toward a population of 9 billion, how do we feed everybody and give quality food in the process? What's replacing fast foods are meal prep services, meal delivery services, and healthier fast casual foods. I was at a Chipotle in the Orlando area over the past weekend after my experience trying to get a bagel, and there was a line at 8 o'clock at night out the front door. And they were cranking it, putting people through as fast as they could. But, you know, that's one place you can go if you want to get healthy foods. At one point, you could just order a side of beans and rice for $1. I think it's now like $3, but still much healthier than the garbage you get at some of these other fast food places. Part of this change also comes from us changing our habits. Post-COVID, people really kind of came out of that like, OMG, we survived that one. And maybe we ought to like give some lip service to eating healthier. There's actually a study that shows that vegans don't get COVID at the rate that the non-vegan world does, and that we recover faster. And part of that is, generally speaking, our immune systems are pretty revved up and able to, with our T cells and our longer telomeres, able to shoot those bad immune system babies right when they're coming at us. And, you know, Of course, it's not a guarantee. It's just that some of these studies are emerging that, genes do not have to determine destiny, and you either pay the farmer or you pay the doctor. Another thing that kind of makes people want to stay home and cook, I'm just saying, is Florida driving. If you take a look at a state like Florida, where the accidents and the drivers are just notorious. When you go to Miami, it's like you feel like you're on a speedway somewhere and you just have to drive so defensively. And my boyfriend was in an accident recently. He did a whole YouTube about this, about how he narrowly escaped being hit head on. And he sees on a 2-lane road a car coming at him in his lane, and he swerves over, ends up in the ditch, and the car hits the guy immediately behind him. And the driver, who was impaired for some reason, died. Not the one that was hit, but the one who was doing the weaving back and forth in the lanes. So, and this was 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. So it's just important for us to look at all these factors as to why trends are changing and to kind of reconsider. I have another friend who's been hit from behind 3 times in the last number of years. And she says, Ellen, the only time I go out is when I have to go to the grocery store. And that's really sad, but that's where we are. Modern technologies such as food delivery services and apps really have redefined grocery shopping. You can even go to the grocery store now, and they are actually bringing back healthy salad bars. This kind of went away with COVID, but gradually they are coming back, and stores here, like in Florida, like Publix, really have, depending on the store, have pretty decent salad bars that rival, because their rival is Whole Foods. So it's just great to see these trends as people are really clicking in and understanding that you are what you eat. Consumers really do have much better opportunity now, so many different options to get convenient foods that are inexpensive relative to going out to a restaurant, especially. So I'd love to hear from you. What are you doing to save costs? Are you giving up fast foods? Do you have a favorite inexpensive but healthy fast food restaurant that you do like to go to? Because I'd love to hear about it, and I'm sure everybody else does too. So drop those in the comments below. Be sure to like. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to get more ideas and tips on how to thrive and stay healthy and be thriving well into your 70s, like I am, running around like a crazy person, be sure to subscribe and like so you'll get notifications when our videos come up again. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and let me hear from you what you want to hear about in the next one. Gotta run.